easiest way to describe karma is the accumulation of negative energy, and we're at a time in our spiritual awakening and our consciousness where we need to clear that so that we can really move forward and step into the lives and the energy that we want to. Ancestral energy is accumulation. You have your bloodlines to your ancestors, and their energy and what's happened to them is in your karmic field, in your AKASHIC records. And it's a time now that we need to be able to clear that energy so that we are free from all those past those past karmic ties to our ancestors. So ancestral or bloodline energy, you can quite often feel it. So say you always had problems with relationships and you couldn't understand why. In this life, you're thinking, I'm cursed. It quite often feels like a curse. You think, whatever I do, something just isn't going right for me. And that can be ancestral and bloodline and karmic energy, all this debris that is stopping you from actually stepping into something that you really, really want. And you wouldn't really understand why, but you kind of feel that you're stuck in certain areas. And quite often it's not really anything to do with you. It feels like it's something that came with you. So that's a really good way to describe it. The AKASHIC records or the AKASHIC records, it's a energetic library, if you like, of all the things that ever said, done, or ever going to be said and done. And we all have our AKASHIC records, and it's kind of like, it is a record of what is there for you. And we're at a time where we can clear those so that we are raising our vibration and we can release stories from the AKASHIC records so that we are bringing in a different energy into our lives. We're at a time of conscious awakening, mass conscious awakening, and this was always planned for now, and we are releasing the 3D matrix system and moving into higher levels of consciousness. And in order to be able to do that, then we need to release the old stories, the old contracts, the old beliefs, all this sort of bloodline energy, all these things that's holding us down. So we've been given special dispensation. Instead of going through the traditional kind of view of clearing karma through lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, we've been given special dispensation to clear that energy now, to release that energy, release those contracts. You might have, in past lives, or your ancestors, let's say in the Victorian times, had contracts to not enjoy sex, not to be subservient to a man, or those kind of contracts are in there. So where women were oppressed, it's not just women. There's ones for men as well, but we're at a time now to be able to release that so that the feminine energy can rise, of creativity, of passion, of sensuality, and also to release the masculine from their bounds of guilt and oppression, and just release everything and clear it and really clear our energy field so that we can step into these higher levels of consciousness, because you can't take that lower vibrational energy, that gunk, into where we want to go, which is a higher consciousness, higher vibration of energy. So when I work with somebody to shift their karma, it's quite amazing. So during a session, I kind of see and feel their ancestral energy. I can often kind of see them in almost like a slavery, or if there's contracts in the throat, which there quite often are, I can kind of see that that I'm shown this kind of picture of how they're not free. And then I feel the energy free, or I can feel the energy of shame, or I can feel the energy of guilt, or I can feel the energy of hurt within their system. And then as we clear that using light language, and the higher dimensional beings, their energy that we use to clear, then I see a shift, and I feel them released, and I feel the energy moving differently. And it's really beautiful, because when they come round after a session, well, quite often they're sort of a little bit spaced for a while, and it's beautiful to talk to them, because, they can feel the energy, whether they're with me in the room, or whether I work a lot on Skype or over the internet, which it makes no difference. Time or space makes no difference. Over the last couple of years, it's my connection to my multidimensional guides has really helped, has really strengthened, and I've started to bring down this energy, and it just excites me. It just absolutely excites me to, it actually brings tears to my eyes to work with clients and think of what we can shift in a short space of time for them. And that's just beautiful, because you see so many people now going around with such heaviness, and they don't know why. And, we're at a time where that heaviness has really kind of reached its density, and people need to be released from it, to be free to free for who they came here to be. Free to live a life of joy and pleasure and fun. And it doesn't mean to say that it's always going to be easy, but, we are so much more than we've been told that we are, and we can live so much happier, fulfilled lives if we're just clear and clean from all this shit that, we can just leave behind and say goodbye to.